ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ
नत्वा श्रीभारतीतीर्थ
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीम्
पञ्चदशी
कैवल्यपदसिद्धये। श्लोक नंबर 18। तमः प्रधान प्रकृतेः तद्भोगायेश्वराज्ञया प्रियत्पवनतेजोऽम्बुभुवो भूतानि जज्ञिरे। सत्त्वांशैः पञ्चभिस्तेषाम् प्रमाथीन्द्रियपञ्चकम् श्रोत्रत्वगक्षिरसनघ्राणाख्यमुपजायते। तैरन्तःकरणं तैरन्तःकरणं सर्वैर्वृत्तिभेदेन तद्विधा
तैरन्तःकरणं सर्वैर्वृत्तिभेदेन तद्विधा
मनोविमर्शरूपं स्यात्
मनोविमर्शरूपं स्यात्
बुद्धिस्या निश्चयात्मिका
बुद्धिश्चयात्मिका
रजोंशैः पञ्चभिस्तेषाम् क्रमात् कर्मेन्द्रियाणि तु वाक्पानिपादपायूपस्थाभिधानानि जज्ञिरे
वाक्पाणिपादपायूपस्थानाभिधानानि जज्ञिरे
तैः सर्वैः सहितैः प्राणः वृत्तिभेदात् सतु पञ्चदा प्राणोपानः समानश्चोदानौ व्यानौ च ते पुनः So this we saw 22nd shloka. From the tamah pradhana prakriti, from the tamah pradhana prakriti, that is prakriti, trigunatmika maya prakriti, by the Ishvara Sankalpa, Panchamaha Bhutani were born. Ishvara Sankalpa by the Ishvara Ajna, Ishvara Sankalpa, Ishvara Ichaya. That Ishvara Icha is Ishvara doesn't have Icha of his own. His Icha is also determined by the karma pala of the samashti jiva. Jiva had done many karma, and therefore jivas are supposed to experience the karma pala. So in keeping with the karma pala to be experienced, the srishti, the jagat srishti is done by Ishvara, carried out by Ishvara. That is the what Agnya, Ishvara Agnya, Ichaya, Sankalpena, Ishvara Sankalpa. So 5 elements, Panchamahabhutani, were born. Panchamahabhutani born from what? Tasmad, Akashat, Akasha Sambhutaha, Akashat, Vayuhu, Vayo, Agnihi, Agne, Rapaha, Adhyas, Prithivi, Prithivyam, Oshadayaha. Taittiriya Upanishad. The same thing. What? The same is talked about here. The Srishti Prakaranam. Maya Sagita Brahmanaha, in Tattvabodha also we saw. The same, I think, Srishti Prakaranam we will see in Vedanta Sara also. Maya Sagita Brahmanaha Panchamahabhutani Jaggire. This is the meaning. This is the meaning of this shloka. Tava Pradhana Prakritehe Tadbodheshwar Ishwaragnya Tadbodhayeshwaragnya. So Maya Sagita Brahmanaha Panchamahabhutani Jaggire. Then from the Sattva aspect of the 5 elements were born respectively the 5 Jnanendriya, sense organs of perception. Shotra, Tvak, Akshi, Rasana, Grana, Iti. So each element has got specific guna. Akasha has got Shabda guna. Vayu has got Sparsha guna. Agni has got Rupa or Varna, color. Apaha, water has got taste, rasa guna, and Prithvi has got smell. So each element has got respective guna. That's what we say, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandhaha. These are the properties, these are the gunas, these are the properties of the elements. And sometimes we use Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha to represent sense objects also. Because all the objects are made of 5 elements. Therefore, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandhaha mean the sense objects, the objects of the world. So since Akasha has got the guna, Shabda guna, so from the sattva aspect of the Akasha, Shrotrendriya, Shrotra is ear. Without ear, Shabda Jnanam, hearing is not possible. So Shrotra, the ear, one of the Panchajnani Indriyani, born from the sattva aspect of the Akasha element. Sattva Amsha is very important. Similarly, Tuk, skin. Skin is meant for touching knowledge, the knowledge of touch. By touching, we gain the knowledge of the sense of hotness or cold. That is touch, which is the guna of Vayu. So Tugindriya born from Vayu. Akshi is I. So that is from the Agni. From the Agni, Chakshurindriya, Akshi is born. Agni is the element. Starting from Agni only, Murta Bhutas. Among the Pancha Mahabhutas, the first two, that is Shrotra, the first two, among the Akasha and Vayu, these are Amurta Bhutas. Amurta Bhuta means these do not have form. Starting from Agni only, the elements have form. Therefore, Murta Pancha Mahabhut. Murta Bhutas, Murta Bhutani, Amurta Bhutani. We can divide Pancha Mahabhutani into two. Murta Bhutani, Amurta Bhutani. Murta meaning form. Amurta is without form, na Murta. From that only we get the word Murti. Murti means form. Murti, Vigraha. So Murta Bhuta, Amurta Bhuta. Akasha and Vayu, Amurta Bhuta. Starting from the Agni onwards, it is Murta Bhutani. Agni, then Apaha, then Prithvi. So from the Agni, Chakshurindriya, born. Then from the Apaha, water, taste, Rasanindriya, Jikva is born. From the Sattva aspect of Apaha, water, Rasanindriya. Then from the Sattva aspect of the Prithvi, Granakyam Indriyani, Granakyam Indriyam, that is nose. Here we are talking about Panchajnani Indriya, not the Golakam. We have to note, since somebody asked question, that is why explaining again this. Here, Grana doesn't mean physical nose. All these are not physical. These are all Indriyani. Indriyani means that which are behind the Golakam. Golaka means physical organs. Indriyanis are subtle. Indriyani are part of the Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma is subtle. So, Panchajnani Indriyani, Panchakarmi Indriyani, they are Sukshma, part of the Sukshma Sharira. So, from the Sukshma Bhutani, from the Sattva aspect of the Sukshma Bhutani, Sukshma Pancha Mahabhutani, otherwise called Tanmatra, that is Sattva aspect of Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, and Prithvi. From the Sattva Akasha, Shrotrendriya. From the Sattva Vayu, Tugindriya. From the Sattva Agni, Chakshurindriya. From the Sattva Apa, Rasanendriya. From the Sattva Prithvi, Granendriya. So the elements are subtle elements, tanmatra. From the subtle elements, from the five subtle elements, five subtle sense organs are born. So these are subtle sense organs, not the physical, not the physical organs. Behind the physical organs, only these sense organs are there. Without a sense organ, without the sense organ, the golakam cannot function. That is why people have eyes sometimes. People have eyes, but they don't have vision. But they don't have the vision in the eyes. Some people sleep with their eyes open, but the indriya is not functioning. They're gone to sleep. Some people sleep with their eyes open. Eyes, golakam is open, but they don't see. Meaning the indriya, which is responsible for vision, seeing, it's not that it has gone to sleep. So therefore, these five indriyani, sukshma indriyani. We don't use the word sukshma deliberately, but it is understood. Whenever we say indriyani, means sukshma. If it is physical, we use the word golakam, aperture. Golakam, the aperture, the body in which the indriyas are located. Okay, these five indriya, this is one part of the Sukshma Shariram. Second part, similarly, Taigi referring to Sattvam Shaihi, Sattva aspect of the Pancha Mahabhutani, Manaha, Buddhihi, Vimarsha Rupam Manaha, Nishchayatmika Buddhihi, Pajayate. Previously, from the Sattva aspect of the individual elements, respective sense organs were born. Now here, all the Sattva aspect of all the elements, Sattvika aspect of all the Panchamahabhutani put together result in the formation of the Antakaranam, which can be looked upon as two based on its function. One is Manaha, which is Vimarsha Rupam. Vimarsha Rupam Manaha. Vimarsha Rupam means it is of the nature of oscillation. This is of the nature of oscillation. That's called Manaha. And Nishchayatmika, Buddhi. So Buddhi faculty and Manaha. So Vimarsha Rupam Manaha, Nishchayatmika Buddhihi, Pajayate. It is two. As we saw, Chittam and Ahankara not mentioned, that we can include Chittam in Manaha and Ahankara in Buddhi. So, therefore, Vyashti Sattva Amsha of Panchamaha Bhutani result in the formation of Pancha Jnanendriyani, that is Sukshmam. Similarly, Samashti Sattva Amsha of Panchamaha Bhutani result in the formation of Antakaranam, which can be looked upon as two based on its function, Manaha and Buddhihi. Simple. This is what it is. This is Srishti Prakaram beautifully author presents. Then Sattva aspect is over, then Rajas aspect. All these things already we have seen. Then Rajas aspect of the Panchamahabhutani. Panchamahabhutani born from Prakriti, that is Maya. Maya is Trigunatmika, therefore these elements also have three gunas. Sattva aspect is over, now Rajas aspect. From the Rajo Amsha of the Pancha Mahabhutani, that is Akasha, Vayu, Agnihi, Apaha, Prithvi, are born the Karmendriya, Kramat in order. Karmendriyas are born what? Vagpani Padapayu, Upastha, Abhidhanani, Jagire. From the Rajasic aspect of the Akasha, Vagindriya was born. Vag stands for speech. Vagindriya was born. From the Rajasic aspect of Vayu, Pani, Hastendriya were born. From the Rajasic aspect of Agni, Padendriya was born. From the Rajasic aspect of Apaha, Vayu. From the Rajasic aspect of Prithvi, Upastham. These five Karmendriya, Kramat, Pancha Karmendriyani, Kramat, born. Then, so therefore, Yashti Rajasika Guna of Pancha Mahabhutani result in the formation of Pancha Karmendriyani Sukshma. Sukshma Pancha Karmendriyani Sukshma. Then this Taihi, 22nd shloka. Taihi Sarvaihi Sagitaihi Militaihi, putting together, that is Samashti Rajasika Guna of Pancha Mahabhutani. Rajo Amsha of all the five elements put together result in the formation of Prana. Prana is, as I told, is a general word. According to the function, this Prana is classified into Prana, Vyana, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, and Samana. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. It is based on the functional differences. It is divided into this five. So now, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Pranadeha, Manaschekam, Buddhischayeka. Evam Saptadashakalabihi Saka Yagattishtati, Yaduttishtati Tat Sukshma Shariram. We saw the Sukshma Shariram is born. Sukshma Shariram is born. Okay. Now, this is about the Sukshma Shariram. Now, that's what the author in the next shloka he says. What I said now is this, the Tattva Bodha, the same thing the author says in different words, but same thing. He also says the same thing. The 23rd shloka, which we are supposed to read, we will read. Buddhi karmendriya prana.
Buddhi karmendriya prana.
Panchakair manasadhiya.
Panchakair manasadhiya.
Shariram saptadashabhihi.
Shariram saptadashabhihi.
Sukshma tallingam uchyate.
Sukshma tallingam uchyate.
Yes. Sukshma tat lingam uchyate. So what we discussed, starting from Tamapradana Prakrutehe, that shloka, 19th shloka up to here, what is we discussed is the creation of Sukshma Shariram. Creation of Sukshma Shariram. Karana Shariram already discussed. Karana Shariram of the Veshti Jiva is Avidya. That is Avidya, in which all the karmas are stored. That alone result in the formation of the Shatu Shariram, Sukshma and Stula Shariram for the experience of the result, the Karma Pala. Similarly, Ishvara Karana Shariram is Ishvara. Maya Sagita Brahma, that is Ishvara. As I told, the word Ishvara we usually use to indicate Brahma also. So, the Karana Shariram of Brahma Chaitanyam, it is Maya. So, Karana Shariram is over from the Karana Shariram. Sukshma Shariram is born, and that is what is discussed on 19th to 23rd shloka. So, therefore, the Sukshma Shariram, otherwise called Linga Shariram. Sukshmam, here the printing is not clear. Sukshmam tat linga uchyate. Okay, Sukshmam, the dot is there, bindu. Shariram sapta dashabhihi Sukshmam tallingam uchyate. Buddhi karmendriya prana panchakaihi, one word. That's why we cannot split Buddhi karmendriya prana. Cannot split panchakaihi up to that one word. Manasa, Dhiya, Shariram, Saptadashabhihi, Sukshmam, Tallingamuchyate. So, Linga Shariram iti uchyate. Sukshmam, Lingam uchyate. The subtle is called subtle body. It is subtle. It is called subtle. Why? Because it is Indriya Agocharam. Stula Shariram is available for your perception. What about Sukshma Shariram? You can perceive the Stula Shariram of other person. What about Sukshma? Sukshma cannot be perceived. Sukshma is Indriya Agocharam. Indriyas are located in Sukshma. How can Indriyas perceive the Sukshma Shariram? That is why it's called Sukshmam, subtle. Sukshmam, Shariram, Tanuhu. It is also called Shariram because it is not permanent. Shiryamana Sabhavatvat. That also goes away. Sukshma Shariram also over a period of time it disintegrates. Over a period of time means when the karma pala kshaya happens. Sukshma Shariram resolves into Karma Shariram, the Vidya goes away, everything is gone, destroyed. That is the time, wake of knowledge. Therefore, that is also Shariram. Shiryamana Sabhavatva. It is not permanent. It has got Anta, end. Therefore, Shariram. Avidya is subject to end. That is why it's called Shariram. Shariravat, Shiryamanatvat. This avidya karanam api shariram iti uchyate. So karna shariram. Similarly, sukshma shariram. Of course, stula shariram is subject to all the changes. Shat vikara. Asti jayate, vardate, viparinamate, vipakshiyate, and vinashyati, finally destroyed. That is why it is called shariram. So all are shariram. Shariram tanuhu. Shariram tanuhu lingam uchyate. Lingam is the name. Lingam iti sanya. That is, here the author gives a name to the sukshma assemblage of sukshma, this panchagyanendriya, panchakarmendriya, manaha, buddhihi, pranadeha. So this assemblage of this the subtle components that the author calls by the name lingam. Lingam iti sanya. Lingam uchyate. Lingam iti uchyate. Katyate. Sukshmam tallinga uchyate. What is called by the name Sukshmam? That is buddhi karmendriya prana panchakaihi. Then manasa dhiya saptadashabhihi. 17. Sapta 7. Dasha 10. So 7 plus 10, 17. Saptadasha. Saptadasha is Nitya, from 3 onwards, Nitya Bhagavachanam. And the root forms are same in all the gender. Pratipadikam Saptadashan, Nakaranta Shabda. So Saptadasha, Bhigi. Tritiya Vibhakti. In fact, all are Tritiya Vibhakti. Buddhi Karmendriya Prana Panchakaihi. Tritiya. Manasa Tritiya. Dhiya Tritiya. Dhiya is Dhi Shabda. Dhi. Dihi Diyo Dhiyaha. Diyam Diyo Dhiyaha. Dhiya. Dhibhyam Dhibhihi. Then Manaha. Manaha Manasi Manamsi. Manaha Manasi Manamsi. Manasa Tritiya Vibhakti. Panchakaihi like Rama Shabdavat. Panchakani. It is Pala Shabdavat. Napumsakalinga. Panchakaihi Tritiya Vibhakti. So, Buddhi Karmendriya Prana Panchakaihi, Panchasanyakaihi, Manasa Diya Saptadashabhihi. The definition is same as that in the Tattva Bodha. Saptadasha Kalabhihi Saha Yat Tishtati Tat Sukshma Shariram. The same thing. Saptadasha Kalabhihi Saha. We can add Saha. Along with the 17 components, that Shariram, which is along with the 17 components. That Shariram along with the 17 components is called by the name Sukshmam Shariram. That Sukshmam Shariram is called by the name Lingam. Lingyate anena iti lingaha. We will talk about that. Why it is called Linga Shariram. So it's called Linga Shariram. tat lingam uchyate. Kim lingam uchyate? Tat sukshmam shariram. Sukshmam cha tat shariram cha sukshma shariram. That subtle body is called by the name Linga Shariram. So Linga Shariram is another name for Sukshma Shariram. The Sukshma Shariram therefore comes to existence with this 17 factors, 17 components. Buddhi Indriyani, that is Pancha Jnana Indriyani, Pancha Karma Indriyani, Pancha Pranadayaha, then Manaha and Dhihi, Buddhihi. These are the 17 factors. Buddhi Karmendriya Prana Panchaka, Panchakaihi. Buddhi means Jnanam. So Jnana in Buddhi and Karma. Karma is action. And Indriya, the word is that Buddhi Karmendriya. Indriya should be connected to the words individually, to the word Buddhi and to the word Karma to connect. So Buddhi Karmendriya Prana Panchakaihi is the samasa. What samasa? Buddhihi cha karma cha. Buddhi karmani. Karma karmani karmani. Itaretra dvandva samasa. Buddhihi cha karma cha. Like Ramaha cha Ramau. We say Ramaha cha Ramaha cha Ramaha cha Ramaha cha Ramaha cha Ramaha. Many Ramas are there. Similarly, Karman is the last word. So Buddhihi cha karma. Buddhihi cha karma cha Buddhi karmani. What is this Buddhi karmani? These are the Indriya. So Buddhi karmani is Vivachanam. Pratama Vibhakti Vivachanam. Buddhi karmani cha Indriye. Buddhi karmendriyani. Bhagavachanam if you say Buddhi karmani cha te Indriye. Tani Buddhi karmendriyani. So it is Itaretara Dvandva Garbha Karmadharaya Samasa. So Buddhi Karmendriyani cha, this pranas are there. How many pranas? Prana Panchakaihi, Pancha Pranaha. So Buddhi Karmendriya, Pancha Pranaha, Buddhi Karmendriya, Buddhi Karmendriyani cha Pancha Pranaha, Buddhi Karmendriya Pancha Pranaha. Tesham Panchakam Shashti Tat Purusha Samasa. Tesham Panchakam Taihi Buddhi Karmendriya Prana Panchakaihi. This is what the Samasa is. Anyway, the author here, commentator himself will say. So this is a good Samasa. Buddhi Karmendriya Prana Panchakam. Prana Panchakam. Prana Panchakam Pancha Prana. So therefore, Buddhi Karmendriya Prana Panchakaihi. Fine. So finally it is Shashti Tat Purusha Samasa. Then Manasa, that is Vimarshatmaka Manasa, Nishchayatmika Buddhya Sukshma Shariram Bhavati. Why it is called Linga Shariram? It is called Linga Shariram because Sukshma Shariram, in the Sukshma Shariram only, the Antakharanam, that is, that Manaha Buddhihi, together, Chittam Ahankara, these four is put together is called Antakharanam, the mind. In the Sukshma Shariram only, mind is there. Therefore, Sukshma Shariram alone reveals the presence of Chaitanyam. Without Sukshma Shariram, Chaitanyam, consciousness, cannot manifest. The manifestation of consciousness, Chaitanyam is everywhere, Sarvavyapi. Atma is Sarvavyapi. Brahma is Sarvavyapi. Chaitanyam is called by the name Atma with regard to the Veshti Shariram. Chaitanyam is called by the name Brahma with regard to this Jagat. So there is no difference between Atma and Brahma. That is what the Shastram reveals. So Chaitanyam, therefore Chaitanyam being what it is, how this Chaitanyam manifests? Chaitanyam manifests through the Sukshma Shariram, not through Karna Shariram. Karna Shariram is Karna Avastha. So therefore you require Sukshma Shariram. Without Sukshma Shariram, there cannot be the manifestation there cannot be the recognition of consciousness. In Karana Avastha, in Karana Shariram, Avidya, Sukshma Shariram cannot manifest because there is no Antakaranam. Then in Stula Shariram alone, Stula Shariram minus Sukshma Shariram, can consciousness manifest in that? No, a dead body cannot manifest consciousness. Consciousness is there, but cannot manifest. Why? Because Sukshma Shariram not there. Death is nothing but the departure of the Sukshma Shariram from the Stula Shariram. Because Sukshma Shariram not there, therefore there is no recognition of Chaitanyam. That is why we call the death is nothing but the absence of Chaitanyam. Not absence of the manifestation of Chaitanyam. Because the medium in which the Chaitanya manifests, that is the Sukshma Shariram, where Antakaranam is there, it is missing, not there. It has left the Shariram. So therefore, Sukshma Shariram alone manifests, alone reveals Chaitanyam. So Sukshma Shariram is a medium. It's a clean, it's like a mirror. It can reflect, as a clean mirror can reflect the sunlight. Similarly, Sukshma Shariram can reflect this Chaitanyam. Therefore, the Sukshma Shariram, because of Sukshma Shariram, only the Stula Shariram is enlivened, and therefore only Jiva lives. So no Sukshma Shariram, no manifestation of life consciousness. Therefore, since consciousness is available for recognition only in Sukshma Shariram, therefore this Sukshma Shariram is called by the name Linga Shariram. Linga means indicator. Linga, to know, to indicate. So Sukshma Shariram is an indicator of consciousness. Sukshma Shariram is the indicator. Therefore, Lingyate Anena iti Linga Shariram, that by which consciousness is indicated or it is recognized, it is known. That is called Sukshma Shariram. That is why the author calls here by the name Lingam. Tat Lingam Uchyate, Tallingam Uchyate. Tat Linga Shariram iti Uchyate. Tat Linga, Tallinga. Tallinga, Torli, Sandhi has happened. Tat Lingam Uchyate. Okay. Then we will read the commentary. Here, the Shariram is derived from the Dhatu, Shru Dhatu. Shru Dhatu, Himsayam. Shru Dhatu, Himsayam. It is in the fifth Gana. With the Iran Pratyaya, you get Shariram. Shru, Shiryamana Subhavatvat, Shariram. That's it is derived by that from the Dhatu, Shru Dhatu, adding a Krit Pratyaya, Iran Pratyaya, you get Shariram. Okay, so let us read the commentary. Yadartam Akashadi Pranam Akashadi Pranantanam Prana Antanam Antakaranam Srishtihi Ukta Tadidanim Darshayati Buddhi iti. So Akashadi from Yadartam Akashadi Prana Antanam, from the Akasha, etc., from the fivefold elements. Pranaha, then Antakaranam, Srishtihi Ukta. I've been talked about before. Idanim, Tadidanim, here, Darshayati, what? Buddhi iti. That is, Buddhi iti, Tadidanim, Darshayati, Buddhi iti. Here he shows the Linga Shariram, what Linga Shariram is described by the author. Buddhayaha is equal to Jnanani. Buddhi stands for knowledge. Jnanani, Karmani, Vyaparaha, Tajjanakani, Indriyani. So, Buddhi is Jnanani, Karmani is Vyapara. So, Tajjanakani, Indriyani, Buddhi Indriyani. Why it is called Buddhi Indriya? That is, Jnana Janakani, Indriyani, Buddhi Indriyani. Similarly, Karma Janakani, Indriyani, Karma Indriyani. Buddhi Indriyas are those which are the producers of knowledge. Karmendriyas are those which are the producers of action. Karma janakatvat karmendriyani, jnana janakatvat buddhi indriyani. Then buddhi karmendriyani cha pranascha. Here author gives the samasa. Vigraham for that. Buddhi karmendriyani cha pranaha cha buddhi karmendriya pranaha. As I told, buddhi cha karma cha buddhi karmani cha te indriye buddhi karme tani buddhi karmendriyani. That is ittaretra dvandva samasa. Then buddhi karmendriyani cha pranaha cha buddhi karmendriya pranaha. That is also ittaretra dvandva samasa. Tesham panchakani, collection of those five shashti tat purusha samasa. Taihi manasa samasa. If you don't understand, don't worry. Those who know Sanskritam are in advanced class, they can follow it. That's why I'm saying samasa. Manasa vimarshatmakena, then diya nischaya rupaya buddhya. So manasa is equal to vimarshatmakena. Vimarshatmaka is the sankalpa vikalpatmaka rupena. Sankalpa vikalpatmaka rupena, that is manasa, which is of the sankalpa and vikalpa. And here we have seen author uses the word vimarshatmakam. Manaha, manas, which is of the nature of vimarshatmaka. And diya is buddhi. Nischaya rupaya buddhya. People name the child diya. Diya is tritiya vibhakti of di. Diya is tritiya by the buddhi. Anyway, so diya nischaya rupaya buddhya cha saha saptadashabhihi sankhya kyahi, by the 17 in numbers. All these are put together 17. Sukshma shariram bhavati. So saptadashabhihi avayavaihi sagitam shariram sukshma shariram bhavati. Tasya eva sanyantaram aha tallingam iti. Sanyantaram means anya sanya, another name. That alone as the name, another name. What is the other name? Lingam. Tata lingam iti uchyate. Uchyate vedanteshu ityartaha. In the Vedanta, it is called by the name linga shariram iti. Then, so sukshma shariram is born now. Next shloka. So sukshma shariram. Then we saw, you have to remember what is prajna, what is Ishvara. Already talked about. Chaitanyam identified with the Vyashti Karna Shariram is called Prajnaha. Chaitanyam with Samashti Karna Shariram, Samashti Karna Shariram is called Ishvaraha. We have seen that before. So what is Prajnaha, what is Ishvaraha, that you have to remember. In the next shloka, the author uses the word Prajnaha, referring to the Atma along with the Upadhi. Upadhi being Karna Shariram. Avidya, otherwise called Karna Shariram, Karna Sharira Sahita Atma, called by the name Prajnaha. Vyashti Karna Shariram, Samashti Karna Sharira Sahita Atma. Vyashti Karna Sharira Sahita Atma is called Prajnaha. Samashti Karna Sharira Sahita Atma is called Ishvaraha. Now, the next shloka, author is going to talk about the Vyashti Sukshma Sharira Sahita Chaitanyam, Samashti Sukshma Sharira Sahita Chaitanyam. The name of those that got to Vyashti and Samashti is author is going to present. So at the Karna Shariram, we know the name Ishvara and Prajnaha. Then at the level of Sukshma Shariram, the author is going to present the names. So Karna Shariram, since we have talked about Karna Sharira Srishti, therefore the names associated with the Karna, with the Sukshma Sharira Upadhi, is what is author going to present. Let us read that shloka. Prajnastatrabhimanena Taijasatvam prapadyate.
तैजसत्त्वं प्रपद्यते
हिरण्यगर्भतामीशः
हिरण्यगर्भतामीशः
तयोर्वृष्टि समष्टिता.
तयोर्व्यष्टिसमष्टिता
So prajnaha means jivaha. Karana sharira abhimani atma is called prajnaha. You can remember this. Karana sharira abhimani atma. Karana sharira means vyashti, individual. Vyashti karana sharira abhimani atma is called prajnaha. Samashti karana sharira abhimani is called by the name Ishvara. So Ishvara has got Maya Upadhi and Prajnaha, the Jiva, has got Avidya Upadhi. Okay, the Prajnaha here referring to the word, by Prajnaha, the author refers to Jiva. Jiva who has got Abhimana, identification with Avidya. So the Jiva who has identification with Avidya, that is Avidya, Upadhi, Sagita, Atma is Prajnaha, that is Jivaha. Tatra Prajnaha tatra abhimanena sandhi vichedam krutva prajnaha tatra prajnaha plus tatra plus abhimanena. So tatra referring to what? Tatra is also a pronoun referring to not like that is pronoun of not directly. Tatra is equal to tasmin. Tasmin is a pronoun. Saptami vibhakti of tat shabda. See, tatra is there. So it has a meaning of the locus, location. Therefore, saptami. Saptami artha. Saptami artha is the tatra. Tatra is equal to tasmin. Tasmin is pronoun. How can you use a pronoun without mentioning it in the beginning what the pronoun is, what the pronoun indicates? You can use a pronoun only when a particular noun is already used before. Then only you can use a pronoun. So here tatra is equal to tasmin, a pronoun is used. It means it referring to the particular noun which has been talked about before, where the immediate previous shloka, that is linga shariram uchyate sukshma shariram iti uchyate. The author said, so that is what is referred to by the word tatra. Tatra is equal to tasmin. Tasmin means tasmin linga sharire ityartaha. That is how you have to connect. Tatra is equal to tasmin. Tasmin is a pronoun. The pronoun indicates a noun, linga shariram. So tatra is equal to tasmin linga sharire. So prajnaha, that is jivaha, tatra linga sharire abhimanena taijasatvam prapadyate. Linga sharira, that is sukshma sharira, abhimani, atma is called taijasa. We know all the three words in Tattvabodha we have seen. Prajnaha, taijasaha, then vishvaha. The three names of the Chaitanyam, in association with the three upadhis. Association is loosely I'm using. Atma cannot have association with anything. How can Atma have association? So it is loosely used. It's not even correct, but that is how even in Vedanta Sara it is presented. But we have to understand the language has limitation. The three names of the Chaitanyam, that is Chaitanyam being only one, it has got three names with regard to three upadhis. With regard to the manifestation of Chaitanyam in three upadhis, it has got three different names. This Chaitanyam being same, Atma being same, which when associated with, which when connected with, as though connected with, there is no real connection possible. There is no connection possible, real connection possible between Atma and Anatma. That Chit Jada Granthi never possible. That which is never possible is made possible because of our avidya. That is why we are samsari. So, therefore, as though associated, that's how you have to understand. Karna Sharira Upahita Chaitanyam is called by the name Prajnaha. Vyashti Karana Sharira Upahita Chaitanyam is called Prajnaha. Otherwise, Vyashti Karana Sharira Abhimani is called Prajnaha Jivaha. Similarly, Vyashti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Atma is called by the name Taijasaha. Taijasaha is nothing but Chaitanyam only. Chaitanyam, when it associated with Sukshma Shariram, that is Linga Shariram, gets the name Taijasa. The English translation is difficult. Better use Sanskritam. That is best. That is Vyashti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Atma is called by the name Taijasa. Similarly, Vyashti Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma is called Vishwa. That is going to come the next shloka later. We will see that. Now, here author, what he says is Taijasatvam prapadyate. Taijasatvam, the status of being Taijasa, prapadyate prapnoti. Who? Prajnaha Jivaha. Tatra abhimanena. Tatra referring to Linga Sharira. Tasmin Linga Sharire. Abhimanena. Because of the abhimana with the Linga Sharira, Prajnaha Jivaha get the status of being Taijasa, Taijasatvam. That is, this Jiva, the Atma, gets the name Taijasa. With regard to the Abhimana, with regard to the Linga Sharira Abhimana, gets the name Taijasa. So, Prajnaha Tatra Abhimanena, Sukshma Sharira Abhimanena, Taijasatvam Prapadyate. That is, the Jiva identifies with the Sukshma Shariram is called by the name Taijasa. This is the next level of identification. First level of identification with Avidya. We have Abhimana, we have identification at different levels. That is why Samsara. With Karma Shariram it is called Prajnaha. With Sukshma Shariram it is called Taijasa. So identified with the Sukshma Shariram, Jiva, that is Prajnaha, is called by the name Taijasa. So Sukshma Shariram is there, therefore Sukshma Shariram, identified with the Sukshma Shariram, Prajnaha, Taijasatvam Prapadyate. It is called Taijasa. Why? Because Sukshma Shariram is Prakashatmakam. Sukshma Shariram is Prakashatmakam. Chaitanyam manifests in the Sukshma Sharira. It is luminous, Tejomayam. That is why it's called Taijasa. Because Antakaranam is there. Antakaranam, the mind, which is formed of Samashti Sattva Amsha of all the elements. So it is predominant in Sattva aspect. That's why it's called the Antakaranam. Otherwise it's called Sattva. The word Sattva itself referring to Antakaranam. Sattva stands for knowledge. That is why Antakaranam, where knowledge happens. Antakaranam, knowledge. That is why it is Prakashatmakam Tejomayam. That is why it's called Taijasa. So Prajna identified with Tejomaya Antakarana. Antakarana with its Tejomaya, which is luminous, gets the name Taijasaha. So the word Taijasa is derived from the word Tejas. The Tadita word Taijasatvam. Taijasa is Tadita word. The status of being Taijasa is called Taijasatvam. So Taijasa from the Tejas because of the Antakaranam predominant in Sattva, Guna. That's why it's called Sattva, where knowledge happens. So therefore, Tejomaya Antakarana, with that, this Prajnaha identifies with, that's why it's called Taijasa. So this is with regard to the Vyashti Jiva. Taijasatvam Prapadyate. Now, first line talks about Vyashti. Second line talks about Samashti. Hiranya Garbhatam Ishaha. Hiranya Garbhatam Ishaha. Hiranya Garbhatam, we have to supply. Hiranya Garbhatam Ishaha Prapadyate. Ishaha referring to Ishvara. Who is Ishvara? As Prajna referring to Karna Sharira Abhimani Atma, Vyashti Karna Sharira Abhimani Atma. Similarly, Isha referring to Samashti Karna Sharira Abhimani Atma, that is Ishaha, Ishvaraha. That Ishvaraha Prapadyate, Prapnoti, what? Hiranyagarbhatam, the status of being a Hiranyagarbha. That is Samashti Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma gets the name Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbhatam, as the name Hiranyagarbha, Hiranyagarbhatam, the status of being Hiranyagarbha. Ishaha Prapadyate. Ishaha means Ishvaraha. What is the word Hiranyagarbha? Hiranya means gold. Garbha means womb. So golden womb. Is it it's golden womb? Literal translation would be golden womb, but we don't translate like that. Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyam means gold. Suvarnam. Hiranyam has got, here we have to take Hiranyam meaning Jnanam. Hiranyam Swarnam Jnanam. Garbe Yasya Saha. In whose Garbha Jnanam is there, that is called Hiranyagarbha. Therefore, Sarvajnaha Ityartaha is all knowledge, because total Samashti. So in Samashti, in total, there is no Ajnanam possible. Ishvara doesn't have Ajnanam. Maya is under the control of Ishvara. So Hiranyagarbha is total, that is collective, Sukshma Sharira, Abhimani, Atma, Chaitanyam. That is called Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbhatam. Tam is the status of being. That Tum, Artha, these are the pratyaya, which are used in the sense of having the status of, in that meaning. Sat Taijasatum, the status of being Taijasa. Hiranyagarbhatam, the status of being Hiranyagarbha. These are the Tadita pratyaya. Tasya bhavahatva talau. Sutram is that. We say Ghatatvam, Patatvam, Patutvam. The status of being Gata is called Gatatvam. That is, Gatatvam is Napumsakalinga. Same thing can be in Strilinga also. That's another pratyaya, Tal pratyaya. Tal means ta only the content. Ta. Hiranyagarbhata, the status of being a Hiranyagarbha. Or Hiranyagarbhatvam also you can say. Nothing wrong. Both are same only. So Ishaha Prapadyate Prapnoti Hiranyagarbhatam. Ishaha referring to Samashti Karna Sharira Abhimani Brahma Atma gets the status of being Hiranyagarbha. That is Sarvajnaha Ityartaha, all knowledge. So Hiranyagarbha stands for knowledge, the all total knowledge. Hiranyagarbha is total knowledge, therefore only no ignorance possible. Prajnaha is Jivaha, individual, where Ajnanam is possible. So we have to know the difference. One is Vyashti, other one is Samashti. Vyashti means individual. I use the word Vyashti. I hope all of you can understand. Vyashti is individual, Samashti is total. A tree is called Vyashti. Only one vriksha, Ekaha vrikshaha Vyashtihi. A collection of trees is called Samashti. That is called forest. In Vedanta Sara, the author explains beautifully with the example what is Vyashti, what is Samashti, individual and total. You have a single tree, an individual tree is called Vyashti. We can call by the name Vyashti. Vyashti means individual. As an example, tree, if you take a tree, or if you take water, a water drop, Vyashti. Collection of water, as in the ocean, that is Samashti. And water drop and the ocean, both are nothing but water, but there is a difference. One is Alpa, other one is vast, huge. Because it is huge, therefore it is more powerful. Similarly, with regard to this Ishvara and Prajna also, with regard to total and the individual. That is why Jivaha is Alpajnaha, Alpashaktiman, whereas Ishvara is Sarvashaktiman, is Sarvajnaha, is all knowledge. Therefore, no Ajnanam possible. Therefore, Hiranyagarbhatam is all knowledge. Hiranyagarbhatam Prapadyate Prapnoti Tayogo Vyashti Samashtita. Tayoho Vyashti Samashtita. The author uses the word Vyashti Samashtita. The status of being Vyashti and Samashti, Tayoho referring to Prajna Ishvara Yogo, Jiva Ishvara Yogo, Vyashti Samashtita. Vyashti is individual. Individual means that which is limited. Samashti is total. So Vyashti is individual. Alpaha, Samashti is total. Alpadeshatvam, Adhikadeshatvam. Vyashti is limited. That's why I give the example. In a tree is Vyashti. A collection of tree which makes a forest, that is Samashti. If individual Jiva is called Vyashti, the collection of Jivas put together, all the Jivas put together, any number of whole Jivas, how many Jivas are there in the world, we don't know. You have to include not only human beings, all the beings you put together, Samashti. That is Atma identified the Sukshma Shariram of the total, the entire Jivas. That is called Hiranyagarbha, Vyashti Samashtita. So therefore, Tayogo referring to Taijasa Hiranyagarbha Yogo, Vyashti Samashtita. Taijasa is with regard to Vyashti and Hiranyagarbha with regard to Samashti. So Vyashti Taijasatvam prapadyate Prajnaha Ishaha Hiranyagarbhatam prapadyate Vyashti Samashtita. Taijasa Hiranyagarbha Yogo, Vyashti Samashtita. Vyashti Samashtita is, here also Ta is the status of being Vyashti and Samashti. Vyashti Samashtita, it is Vyashti Samashtita, Tayoho Vyashti Samashtita. It is Sanya, it's just other says. Tayoho Vyashti Samashtita. Among the two, one is called Vyashti, one gets the status of being a Vyashti, other gets the status of being Samashti. Which gets the status of being a Vyashti? The Taijasa. Which gets the status of being Samashti? Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is total. As in the Drishtanta, I gave Vriksha. Similarly, in the Dharshtanta, in the Jiva, a single Jiva, one Jiva alone, if you take, the Atma manifesting through the Sukshma Shariram of the Sukshma Sharira Upadhi is called Taijasa. The same Atma manifesting through all the Sukshma Shariram of all the Jivas, that is called Hiranyagarbha. So total individual. So therefore here the Sanya, the Namakaranam of the Chaitanyam with regard to the individual and total Upadhi is presented by the author in this shloka. So here Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha, another technical name. That is, these technical names are with regard to the total Sukshma Sharira. Because Sukshma Sharira Srishti talked about previously, when Karana Shariram was talked about, there we gave the name to the Vyashti, Prajnaha, Samashti, Ishvaraha. Since Sukshma Shariram talked about, Sukshma Sharira Srishti talked about, now here the author gives a name to the Vyashti as Taijasa and total the Samashti as Hiranyagarbha. Calls the Vyashti by the name Taijasa with regard to Sukshma Sharira and calls the total with the name Hiranyagarbha with regard to Samashti Sukshma Sharira. Therefore, Tayogo Vyashti Samashtita. Tayogo, Taijasa, Hiranyagarbha Yogo, they get the status of being a Vyashti and Samashti. The commentary to that we will see in the next class. So, therefore, three sharirams are the Karana Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Stula Shariram at both levels, Vyashti and Samashti level. Therefore, we have six Shariram. Karana Shariram at Vyashti and Samashti level, Sukshma Shariram at Vyashti and Samashti level, Stula Shariram at Vyashti and Samashti level. So, at the level of Karana Shariram, Vyashti called by the name Prajna and Samashti called by the name Ishvara. At the level of Sukshma Shariram, Vyashti called by the name Taijasa and Samashti called by the name Hiranyagarbha. Then at the level of Stula Shariram, we are going to see, later it will come, Vyashti will be called by the name Vishwa and Samashti will be called by the name Virat. And that Virat Upasana only talked about in many places in the Gita. Virat Upasana, looking upon the entire world as Bhagavan, Ishvara. Virat Upasana, highest Upasana with regard to the Upasana. Kaika Upasana, Karma, it is considered to be the highest Upasana. Meditation, all these are talked about in the Shastra. Okay, now here Sukshma Shariram is talked about. The commentary is that we will see. We will read in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद शर्मा जी.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.